everyone. Thank you for attending Walker's Chapel Week. We hope you have enjoyed the preludes, readings, and a new hymn that we have introduced this week. As I mentioned earlier in the week, our theme in Walker this year is Ohana, which means family in Hawaiian.
Earlier this week, Annie shared in her chapel speech what the Walker family has meant to her in her 4 years as a boarder. As a teacher who works at a boarding school, when I meet new people and I tell them about my job, one of the first questions they usually ask me is, "So you live where you work?" And they're right. There are a few days of the year where it feels like I live where I work, but most days it feels like I work where I live. And actually, it feels like I work from home. To me, Walker is a big family, and all of the faculty, girls, and boys who have lived in Walker since it opened its doors in 1961 are all part of that family.
So today we welcome you into the Walker family. Please sit back and reflect on the teachings, hymns, sermon, and anthem we're really happy to share with you today. We hope you enjoy.
Please bow your heads for the opening prayer. A prayer from Buddhist texts. Invoking the presence of great compassion, let us fill our hearts with our own compassion, towards ourselves and towards all living beings. Let us pray that all living beings realize that they are all brothers and sisters, all nourished from the same source of life.
A reading from Ephesians 4. Therefore, each of you must put off falsehood and speak truthfully to your neighbor, for we are all members of one body. In your anger, do not sin. Do not let the sun go down while you are still angry, and do not give the devil a foothold. Anyone who has been stealing must steal no longer, but must work, doing something useful with their own hands, that they may have something to share with those in need.
You
In Walker House, we do loud very well. In Walker House, we do I'm sorry. In Walker House, we do hugs. In Walker House, we do love. In Walker House, we do family.
O Lord, may you bless this community of Appleby College. Let us realize that we are stronger when we stand united. Help us to develop more faith in one another and work together to build relationships of trust and unity.
May we be more understanding of our peers and accepting of each other's flaws.
It's in accepting one another that we create the feeling of family. Within our large Ohana, we have lived with the sisters and brothers who have made us who we are today.
Let us realize that it is our compassion from one another that creates a supportive community for all.
Lord, make us one. Family means having someone who may always be there to catch you when you fall. Give us the strength to raise one another higher and pick each other up.
May our family continue to be there for us all. Let us also respect our unique differences. In doing so, may we stay true to what we believe in.
Lord, make us one. Let's give us thanks for the people we have in our lives that we can always rely on.
Help us to return the kindness by treasuring them for the years to come.
Lord, bless our family.
So the following reading is from the Zoroastrian Avesta, which is an ancient religion of Persia. Very few people in the world actually practice religion, but my grandma is actually one of the few people in the world who practice it. So when I asked her to give her one of the readings to fit our theme Ohana, she was really happy to do so. So at first I will be doing it in Persian, and then I will be saying it in English. پرستش به خوب قهرمانا و رحمان از افراد سالم. آنها که به دوستی خوب برخوردارند و از دوستی خود را برای مدت زمان طولانی نگه می‌دارند. آنها بهترین برای زندگی هستند وقتی که اذیت نشوند. آنها خوب هستند برای آنهایی که در شماها خوب هستند. آن فراواشی‌ها معلوم، دور، مجازهی و بردنی نیستند. آنها دیگران را اذیت نمی‌کنند. دوستان به راه صلح و هارمونی می‌فرستند. So now in English. We worship the good, heroic, and beneficent Fravashis of the righteous people, who are possessed of good friendship and who are benefiting on account of their friendship for a long time. They are best to live with if not corrupted by the immoral. They are good for those who are good amongst you. The virtuous Fravashis are not obvious, far-glancing, healing, renowned, or successful in battle. They simply do not harm others. Friendship is the way to peace and harmony, and the Fravashis of the righteous may light the path.
Throughout this week, the girls of Walker House have shared our views on the relationship between sisterhood and integrity.
We hope you have enjoyed the various lessons, readings, and our prefect's chapel speech, which collectively illustrate the theme for Walker House this year, Ohana.
This new motto is inspired by Disney's Lilo and Stitch. It centers around the main idea of achieving unity through family.
But what does this mean for the girls of Walker House? And how can we all create Ohana in our everyday lives?
Today, Lauren and I, along with our fellow Walker sisters, will be highlighting what Ohana means to us through the sharing of our beliefs and personal experiences. We will start by looking at this through 3 lenses: friendship, integrity, and family.
First, friendship. Friendship means being there for one another and pushing each other to do things that we may not necessarily want to do.
Lauren and I's friendship started in grade 7 during an e-school tech course. Since our awkward first encounter when I mistook Lauren for someone's younger sister, we have shared so many memories. But apart from the laughs and the good times, friendship involves another level, challenging each other to bring out the best in both of us.
But what does this look like? It doesn't need to be life-changing or extravagant, but a little nudge to push your friend in the right direction.
For example, in middle school, Lauren and I took extended French together. After seeing her panic when she saw the results of her first test, I constantly pushed her to actually speak French in class and actually do her homework. I know this must have annoyed her, but in the long run, this little nudge was all she needed to better her understanding and do her best.
Or when I pressured Lauren Kerrigan to finally get Instagram in grade 10 and to take that needed leap into the world of social media. When Lauren mustered up the courage to post her first picture, I proceeded to laugh at her amateur caption and editing skills, but was happy that people could now see she was a real person, not just my imaginary friend.
Even though we might not understand it in the moment, we know that in challenging one another, we have our best interests in mind.
Next, integrity. Integrity can mean so many different things, from honesty to having strong moral principles. When looking at its role in Ohana, integrity means letting each other grow and learn for ourselves while respecting each other's differences.
During our time in summer France 2 years ago, Lauren and I allowed each other to grow independently. We both pursued different interests. For me, it was studying Roman influences with my course, and for Lauren, it was exploring the best crepe carts in town.
Independent growth is vital in creating a solid friendship. By not spending 24/7 together, friends can pursue their own interests. When they come back together, their bond is stronger and more understanding than before.
Lastly, and arguably most importantly, is family. Living and boarding is where new friends form and existing friendships grow. In our community, the girls of Walker House know that someone will always be there to have their back, give them a big bear hug, or be a shoulder to cry on.
Family means being there for each other. Having shared so many memories, friends like us become sisters. We may have our differences and get into fights, but at the end of the day, this is what makes us stronger.
It is also what will make our high school friendship a relationship that will last beyond our time here at Appleby. Ohana means sticking by each other's side through the good and the bad, no matter how much we may annoy each other.
I know that in Lauren, I will always have a friend and a sister to count on.
Who do you ask for when you need help?
Someone non-judgmental,
Someone you're familiar with, or someone you have something in common with. For the past 2 and a bit years, Jamie has always been there for me.
and Andrea for me. We have seen each other through the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Every time I've stressed over an assignment, a math test, or what to wear to the Jays game,
we can always count on each other. That's what defines a friend. Integrity, honesty, trust, and compassion.
this year, living away from home was a big step for me. Being an only child, this was my first experience living with another group of girls. I was nervous, excited, and a bit more nervous. But since day one, I knew this was a space, a house, that I belonged to. To me, belonging is something genuine. When you can be the best you, where others can see you at your best. I'm the best me when I'm with my friends.
We both love to ski, so we decided to go on a ski vacation. During the first 2 days, we were having a great time, yet later on in the week, I ended up in the hospital. The whole time I was there, I was getting hilarious texts and Instagram takes from Andrea that made me feel a lot better.
Meanwhile, I was stuck alone with Jamie's mom and was making friends with strangers on the chairlift.
I am so grateful she's still my friend after all that. Like I said before, we've seen each other through the good, the bad, and the ugly. Yet we don't think of each other any differently. We are always there for each other, no matter what.
Again, integrity, honesty, trust, and compassion. That's a true friend, and that's what my friend is.
By now, you are probably really confused as to what is happening and why so many girls are up here talking about the same thing.
But the truth is that although we share a common theme, friendship is not all the same. We have different stories and experiences when it comes to developing our relationships.
We've been through our fair share of highs and lows as friends throughout our Appleby career.
It's pretty crazy how close we've gotten considering how different we are. Maybe it's true. Opposites do attract.
It all started 5 years ago on my shadow day at Appleby. When I was enjoying my gym class, when I thought who was a yoga teacher asked me to sit with her at lunch. I nicely mentioned I had other plans to sit with my shadow buddy because, truthfully, I thought it would be weird to sit with the teacher at lunch. Later that night, I received a mention on Twitter from a girl named Margot Herbert asking me who my advisor was. It was then that I realized Margot was not a yoga teacher, but rather an abnormally tall middle schooler. Like I said, friendships start when you least expect them.
We understand that friendships are not always an easy relationship to maintain. I would be lying if I said our friendship has been easy. For people who know us, you know that we are both forward and strong-willed. Unfortunately, this means that small disagreements become large battles. Although it is not easy to overcome these disagreements, it is our love that we have for each other that preserve the bond we share. Ultimately, friendships that you've heard about today lead to family. As Jesse Scott brilliantly said, friends are the family you choose.
Our theme in Walker this year is Ohana. Literally, Ohana means family. But to us, Ohana means more than just family. Ohana means
listening to music when she talks in her sleep.
Or waking up at 7:30 and doing my hair and makeup in the dark so she can enjoy her last 15 minutes of sleep.
Maybe it's putting up with her pranks when she stands on chairs behind the door waiting to jump out at me.
But Ohana definitely means having to buy more ice cream once a week because she ate all of yours.
We have realized that the highs bring us joy and appreciation, and the lows are the moments where we gain strength and trust through one another. We have realized how to trust and appreciate each other.
One of the most important and valuable parts of our friendships is our ability to support each other through our struggles. Margot and I both experience anxiety, and this is what allows us to help each other through our darkest times. Having a friend or someone who is always there for you is one of the most important things in life. Although we may think it is possible to get through life on our own, it truly is not.
We all need somebody to lean on.
Another important aspect of friendship is honesty. I honestly did not think Margot was going to go out and say that, but if I did, I would have given her a bit of friendly advice and advised her not to.
All of our friends would tell you that we're both pretty crazy. A lot of people say we're so different, and it's true. But we have each other no matter what. We gave each other the chance, and look what has happened. Ohana.
So in conclusion, if you've been sleeping this whole time,
wake up
and listen to Margot and Alessia's survival guide to maintaining a healthy friendship.
Number 1, listen to each other.
Number 2, respect each other.
Number 3, love each other.
Number 4, have fun. Share life experiences together.
Number 5, remember to make friends with everyone you meet, because you never know that yoga teacher in gym class could end up being your best friend in the long run.
Ava and I have been friends for 3 years.
Yeah, no, we haven't.
Okay.
No, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
So flash back to us 3 years ago at this time. Hi, Christiane. How are you?
Good, Ava. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. See you at practice today.
Yeah, cool. Raise your hand if you have ever had a conversation like this.
It's the classic, how are you, but you don't actually care.
For Ava and I, this was the max length of our conversation for 2 years.
We lived in 2 different bubbles within Appleby.
We didn't have any classes together.
During lunch, I'd eat in Walker.
I'd eat in the dining hall with the other day students. Would you call that a friendship?
No. So now let's go to our first week in boarding.
It started out as a sad day for me as I went to my single room and realized my only neighbor was Ava George.
The only thing I remember is,
Hey Ava, want to go to dinner now?
so I put down my jar of peanut butter and we went on our way.
From then on, we were joined at the hip.
I don't think I got one word in that dinner. I mean, seriously, have you ever met someone who rambles as much as Chrissy G? But it didn't matter.
The rest of orientation week, we ordered sushi, watched movies,
Stayed up late and struggled to get up for 6 a.m. morning practices. Thanks, telling.
I got to know the real Ava, the one who laughs at terribly corny jokes, and the one who can eat a whole jar of peanut butter in one sitting.
And now I know the Christiane that will always say yes every time I ask her if she wants to come support a home game with me. The one who will not only agree, but ask to wear that blue fat suit. And the one who wants to be a doctor just like I do.
So what are we trying to say?
That there are more divides here at Appleby than you know. Want to make your time here count? Push past all of the barriers. Boys and girls, different grades, boarders and day students, different cultural backgrounds, push past it all.
Grade 12s. Use boarding to expand your horizons and connect with people you would not have connected with otherwise. Those of you who are not in grade 12 yet, don't wait until your grade is in boarding to get connected.
You never know what you're missing.
Your Ava might be sitting in this room right now.
But you'll never get to know her unless you break through that classic, "How are you?"
Because am I ever glad that I knocked on that door our first day in boarding and asked Ava George if she wanted to come to dinner with me?
And am I ever glad that I put down that jar of peanut butter and ate a real meal with a real friend?
So today, you have all heard from 8 different people, 4 different friendships, but all with one message, Ohana.
Whether you've been friends since grade 7, or even a couple of years or weeks in our case, the 8 of us here, we are a family.
Be there for each other.
Respect each other.
Have fun together.
And expand your horizons so that you can extend your family.
Please bow your heads for the closing prayer. You have blessed us, O God, with the gift of friendship, the bonding of persons in a circle of love. We thank you for such a blessing, for friends who love us, who share our sorrows, who laugh with us in celebration, who bear our pain, who need us as we need them, who weep as we weep, who hold us when words fail, and who give us the freedom to be ourselves. Bless our friends with health, wholeness, life, and love. Amen.
Before I do the blessing, I just want to say a final thank you to Walker House. As I said in the beginning, one of the things I really try to push is for people to really think of this space as a space of creativity and a space in which your own expression of faith, spirituality, understanding of who we are as people kind of comes out. And I think carrying from the wardens to the prefects to Colley House, and now we have with Walker House, that creativity is really coming through. I know for a fact they've worked incredibly hard in the last few weeks to put this service together, and I think they deserve one more round of applause for the work they did. Would you please stand for the blessing? May the Creator bless you and keep you. May the beloved companion face you and have mercy upon you. May the eternal Spirit's countenance be turned to you and give you peace. May the three in one bless you. Amen.